Hello children, how are you all today? I hope you all are healthy and happy. For today's English lesson, we are going to continue with the third chapter from your honeycomb book. And children, this chapter is Gopal and the Hirsha fish. You know that we have already finished the explanation of the text, and we had also finished the question answers from the chapter. That's on page number 42, and then we had moved to working with language. We had discussed about reported speech, and what did I tell you about reported speech? That any speech, the quoted speech of a speaker is reported in a certain way, meaning that you are actually saying it to the third person. So children, these sentences, those kind of speech is called reported speech, right children? So we had also solved some examples. We had also solved the exercise that deals with reported speech, and we had written the meanings that are there on 43. You have been asked to write the meanings of some 5 words. We had also finished that one. Now children, moving ahead with page number 44's picture reading. Yes, last time we could not started because the time did not permit us to, but yes, in this video lesson we will be finishing working with this picture. We will have to look at these pictures, observe them, because they are saying stories. Not always you will find that you will have some speech bubble or writing part in these pictures. Sometimes there are only pictures and you have to narrate or understand the story, comprehend the story according to the picture. Right children? So now today let's look at the picture first. Look at the pictures and read the text aloud. So these are the pictures you have in the page 44, and we have to read it after looking at the picture. So in the first picture you can see there is a stag. Stag is just like a deer, but what's the difference? That they will be having complicated horns. Okay, they are known as antlers. So they have some complicated horns, they have some branching in horns, unlike the deer. Deer usually has it, but not that prominent, but the stags do have complicated or prominent antlers. So stag by the side of a pond. So what is there at the side of the pond? There is a stag. Now let's see what is he saying. How beautiful my horns are. So he had caught a reflection in the water. It has caught its reflection in the water. And what is it saying? How beautiful my horns are. Yes children, we have read, I have taught you the sentences, so you know what kind of sentence this is. This is an exclamatory sentence. So what is it telling about its horn? That how beautiful. It's expressing its joy, expressing its wonder. But my legs are so thin and ugly. Again exclamatory sentence. What is he saying? He was actually praising his horns a while ago, and now he is criticizing its legs. Okay, it is criticizing its leg now. What it is saying? It is saying that my legs are so thin and ugly. So he likes his horns, but he does not like what? It does not like its legs. Hunters, run for life. So now he had heard hunters approaching him. Hunters will kill him, so it has to save its life. So what it would be doing? It would be running. It has to run. Let me hide somewhere. So because it is in a forest, the stag is in the forest, so he decides that to save himself from the eye of the hunters, it has to hide. So now let me hide somewhere. These branches, oh no. So it was trying to hide in the bushes, in the dense shrubs there in the bushes. Okay, but he could not. Why? Because his antlers got stuck in those branches. Okay children, so these branches, oh no, he is like exclaiming again, they are too close, get out of here. So take his horns out from the branches. It was tangled, right? He tried to untangle them. So while doing that, he was continuously thinking that please come out of these branches, don't get stuck, I will be dead, please come out, they are too close, get it out here of here. So he is thinking that it is thinking that the hunters are too close. So what it is supposed to do, it is supposed to run. So he is continuously reminding himself that he needs to run, he needs to escape the hunters. I am proud of my horns, they could have caused my death. I was ashamed of my legs, they saved me. So yes children, what do we see here? That in the very beginning of this picture reading part, we had seen that he was very proud, it was very proud of its horn because he thought they were very beautiful. But he was ashamed, he was very criticizing of its legs. But what thing saved him? His legs, its legs. Okay, so now he understood that its legs were, although ugly, or he found it to them to be ugly, but they were his savior. Okay children, so now you can see that question number 2 in the same part, in picture reading only. In the first one we had been asked to read the text aloud, that was beside the pictures. But now what we have to do, we have to write the questions, we have to answer the questions regarding each picture. Okay, so where is this tag? You had already seen that there in this picture it was around the it was around the pond, so it was near the pond. Let us write this answer then children. Where is this tag? A6, so let's write it down. Where is this tag? Number 1. Children, I will be writing the question, you will have to write the answer. The tag is by the side of the pond. Number 2, what is this tag doing? He is looking at the reflection of his horn and legs on the water. Okay children, so number 2 is done. So the numbering is not like this, so let's change it. 1 is this one and number 2 is this one. So now moving to number 3. The third one is what? Does he like his antlers, horns? Yes, he likes his antlers or horns. Okay, so antlers are actually horns only. So antlers, that means horns. Okay children, now moving to number 4. Does he like his legs? So do you think that he like his legs? No, he doesn't. So no, he doesn't like his legs. Okay, children. Now moving to number 5. Why is the stag running? So why do you think he is running? Because, yes, the hunters are after him. The stag is running to save his life from the hunters. Okay, children. Number 6 now. No, he is not able to hide himself in the bushes, because the question was, is he able to hide in the bushes? No. No. He is not able. Children, you can also write unable. Not able means unable. Not able to hide himself in the bushes. Number 7. Where are the hunters now? The hunters are now close to the stag. Okay, children, so these are the first 7 answers from your text. The stag is by the side of the pond. Where was the stag? The stag was by the side of the pond. Number 2, what is he doing? He is looking at the reflection of his horns and legs on the water. Sorry, not on, in the water, children, okay? Please make the necessary corrections. Okay, so he is looking at the reflection of his horns and legs in the water. Number 3, does he like his antlers? Yes, he likes his antlers. And does he like his legs? No, he doesn't like his legs. Number 5, why is the stag running? Why is he running? The stag is running to save his life from the hunters. Now, number 6, was he able to hide himself in the bushes? No, he is not able to hide himself in the bushes. And number 7, the hunters are now close to the stag. Where are the hunters now? So children, we are done with this one. Now moving to the next 3 questions that are there in the chapter. Okay, page number is same only, 46, and the question is 8. Okay, so are they closing in on the stag? Yes, they are closing in the stag. Okay, children, so number 9 now, moving to number 9. Is the stag free? Yes, the stag is free. And number 10 now, said that he was so proud of his horns which could have caused his death. and was so ashamed of his legs which saved him. So children, you had learned that I told you about reported speech in our previous video lesson. Children, you can see we have reported here. Okay, he just told these words and we have now reported it. For reporting it, what did we do? We just added this that here and said and all other thing, okay, was turned into the third person. Okay, so you can see I have told he and his. I have used these kind of words. It was switched to the third person because in reporting we talk about the person to someone, so we have to write it that way only. So the answer for this one now, 8, 9 and 10, yes, they are closing in the stag. Number 9, yes, the stag is free. Number 10, the stag said that he was so proud of his horns which could have caused his death and was so ashamed of his legs which saved him. So children, we are done with this also. We are done with number 2 of working with the language. Now what you have to do as your assignment, you will have to write the story, this story of the stag in your own words. Okay children, and then give it a title as well. So try giving it a title. That means you have to give a heading, you have to give the story a certain name. So because you have only speech bubbles here, so you will have to change it into a story. Try that. Okay, try it as your assignment only. Now let's move to number 4. 3 will be assignment children. Now we are moving to number 4. There is a crossword. We can see this one, right? We will be doing this now. Mother will be very dash if you don't go to school. You can see that number 1 across. We have a clue there. Number 1, this thing is called across, horizontal placement of letters. So this is across thing. So what will be our word? Mother will be very cross. Cross means getting angry, getting upset. Okay, so cross will be the word here. Number 1 will be cross. Let's write it down. This is on page number 47. So let me change the page number as well. 47. Number 1. Fourth. Number 1. From the clues we are writing it. So mother will be very cross if you don't go to school. Okay children, now number 2 of 4. As soon as he caught dash of the teacher, Mohan started writing. Writing. Okay children, so as soon as he caught dash of the teacher, Mohan started writing. So what will be the answer? You can see this is number 2 and it's cross. You can see just here in the downside we have this number 2. So you have to write there sight. As soon as he caught sight of the teacher. Okay children, now moving to number 3. Let's see what's at number 3. How do you like my dash kitchen garden? Big enough for you, is it? So how do you like my? You can see 3 is right here, children. 3 is right here. So it will be tiny. Let's write that. My tiny kitchen garden big enough for you. Is it? Okay, children. Now number 4. My youngest sister is now a-year-old. Oh, sorry, a-old. I told you the answer already. So number 4, children. My youngest sister is -years old. Here will be is now a year old. Okay, a year means 1 year old. So number 5 now. Standing on the dash, he saw children playing on the road. Standing on the roof. So children, this is completely wrong. You should not play on the road. So standing on the roof, he saw children playing on the road. Okay, children, we are done with till 5. Now we have only 2 remaining, the last 2. Don't make such a dash, nothing will happen. So don't make such a fuss. When you create a fuss, you make the things messy or you overthink. You think a lot. Okay, so don't create a fuss. Now number 6. Okay, don't make such a dash fuss, nothing will happen. Now number 7, children, the last one of this chapter from your textbook. Don't cross the dash till the green light comes in. Don't cross the street. Till the green light comes on. Okay, children, so we are done here. Also, we have finished this exercise as well. Now, children, moving to some extra questions, let's look at some reference to context because we need to do that. On page number 38, you will see that there's a conversation in the third picture between Gopal and wife. We will be doing that reference to context first. Let's do it. So children, this is extra question. You won't find this in your book, so I will be writing the question for this one. The first one here, let's try name it as 2 only, or I can just write extra questions, right? So extra questions will help you out. Extra questions and answers. Now let's write it down. Reference to context. So children, in reference to context, what you are asked to do, what you are supposed to do, you have to read the lines that will be given, and you have to answer the questions related to those lines. Okay, so here is my first question. Listen to me. Please, you can't possibly go out in those disgraceful rags. Okay, what are you up to? So children, yes, this is our speech text that is in the book only. So we will be writing some questions from here. Let's take the first question. Who said these words to whom? To whom? So children, we can see that Gopal's wife told these words to Gopal. Gopal's wife said these words to Gopal. Right, children? So now moving to number B. Why is the man dressed up in rags? Okay, so why was he dragged? What did he answer? Gopal was dressed in rags because he was going to buy a hilsa fish and he wants attention of the people on him, right? So children, here are our first two answers. Who said these words to whom? Gopal's wife said these words to Gopal. And number B, why is the man dressed up in rags? Gopal was dressed in rags because he was going to buy a hilsa fish and he wants attention of the people on him. So now children, let's move to number C. What did the woman or what did the speaker think of the listener? What did she think? Gopal's wife thought that Gopal has gone mad. Okay, children. So children, we are done with the lesson for today. We are done with this chapter as well. You need to revise the lesson. You need to read the chapter again and again until you understand the story completely. Go through the meanings, understand what are speech bubbles, how we use reported speech, and what is direct and indirect speech. So children, please take care of your family. Please take care of yourself until we meet again. Take care. Bye-bye.